DJ Akademiks here, and it looks like the snowman, Young Jeezy, has been arrested for battery, false imprisonment, and making terroristic threats against his own child. So if you guys don't know, Young Jeezy was arrested this week for an incident that allegedly occurred in September 2012, which is about a year and a half ago. However, it looks like they've now chose to arrest him now and press charges on this old incident. But it claims that Young Jeezy got in a violent altercation with his son in a bathroom, threw his son against the glass shower door, causing his son to hit his head. He allegedly punched him in the face, dragged him to the bedroom, threw him on the bed, and just gave him a nice tune-up, a nice little world star pound out real quick. Apparently, Jeezy was also shouting a lot of very threatening things at his son, including, "I'll kill you." He also told him, which I think was crazy, imagine having a gangster rapper for a father. He said, "I will put a bullet in your head right now." And also he said, "If I could get away with it, I will kill you." Now, Jeezy has been released since on $45,000 bail, and he has fired back with allegations that, the altercation between him and his son, yes, it was a domestic issue, but he is claiming that his baby mama is a straight up bitch. And he said that his baby mama is just a greedy, gold digging bitch that got him arrested. That's the exact conclusion I got to when I heard this whole situation. Like, some of it sounded real wild, but I still looked at the date. It said September 2012. Which is so long ago. If this was real serious, it would have gotten processed. He would have got put out there a long time ago. He would have got arrested for it, maybe the same night or even the same week. But a year and a half after the fact, it means that somehow the relationship between Young Jeezy and his kid is 17 years old, by the way, or Young Jeezy and his baby mama, which would be the kid's mom, isn't that good. And that's exactly what it was, or that's exactly how it's being reported, at least by sources within Young Jeezy's camp. And to everybody that's saying, "Oh my God, how could Young Jeezy do that?" Number one, as I said, and I'll keep saying, imagine having a gangster rapper as a dad. It can't be any fun. We got 4 examples of really parenting from gangster rappers, and we have 2 that's kind of been negative, and we have 2 that seems pretty positive. On the negative side, we got 50 Cent and his son. Remember, 50 Cent said he wished his son wasn't born. He was like, "I'm disowning you." He was telling him all types of stuff. He was like, "Your baby mama was a whore. I'm not sure you're even mine." And then we got Young Jeezy telling his son that, "Listen, man, if I could put a bullet in your head," and I'm going to get to that point in a second, because I understand being a kid, like a lot of things they said in the moment, but that's a very serious, intentional, and it tells you where your mind's at during that moment. But we got 50 Cent and his son, and then we have Young Jeezy and his son. Both don't seem like a good relationships, and both have been also allegedly have their relationship with their son has been tarnished by the baby mama. We're going to realize the baby mama is usually the source of all of these problems. However, on the good side, we got to give props to the dads who are quote-unquote gangster rappers that do have great relationships with their son. Look at Game. We see Game on Instagram with his daughter. They're singing, they're having fun. They got a TV show together. We also see T.I., and he got a lot of sons and daughters. They're having a lot of fun as well. We got to give credit to the rappers that are good parents. But in the case of Young Jeezy, it looks like we might be dealing with a case of the classic greedy, jealous baby moms. Now, if you grew up in a black household, it's most likely that your parents have put hands and feet on you. They've probably hit you with appliances. They probably hit you with some extension cords if you're from Caribbean like myself. But you've gotten some type of beating. And also along or within the confines of those beatings, your parents usually say certain things to really make you feel that pain that you're causing them to give you that beating. Because let's be honest, when a parent's beating you this, and you won't realize this until you grow up later, your parent is really beating you because they want to get you to realize the pain that you're causing them. And they're beating you because they love you. And also, I think in Jeezy's case, he's beating this kid probably that would be the worst thing that ever happened to the kid rather than him being hauled away by the police. If you could sit here and say that your parents have never told you, "I brought you in this world, I'll take you out," I think most black parents have said that. I do think it's overly specific when Jeezy comes out and says, "Listen, I'm going to put a bullet in your head." That's a little crazy. Leads me to think other things are going on. Maybe he has his son around guns, around weapons, but that's another story which I can't touch on. However, it looks like it was basically a son. He's 17. He probably thought at this point, Jeezy's over 30. He probably thought he could step to him. He probably thought he was getting a little too big for his underwear. And you know what I mean? He stepped up, and Jeezy had to beat him down like a man. The details by the TMZ report look like it was a beat down, which it was. But of course, sometimes when a man in a household and then a son who's coming up wants to test his dad, that's just how it got to go down. Now, I'm not condoning hitting your kids. I'm not condoning beating your kids till you got to go to jail or whatever. But we can't deny or act like within the black community, parents don't actually hit their kids or don't punish their kids by a spanking or something like that. Now, going to jail part of it, and also the charges that get brought up over a year after the fact. This is, I think, is a classic example of a baby mom that's holding something against them. I think she was probably holding this event or incident against them in a long term, saying, listen, you better make sure you give us all the money we want. Give us all whatever we want. The time, whatever we want from you, give it to us, or else we'll actually put you in jail. And this is one of the things that most men hate about baby mothers. Like, they could be vindictive. They could be jealous. And then when they're jealous and they feel scorned, they feel they've been hurt, they then don't like how your life is progressing with someone else or progressing period without them. They want to strike and they want blood. So this is another example of how I think his baby mom's just getting at him, period. You know what I mean? Now, as I said, I'm not condoning Jeezy's action, because there's going to be a lot of people saying, why are you condoning what he's doing? I'm not condoning it. However, I'm saying within the community, the black community, parents do spank their kids. I'm saying with Jeezy, him and his son's altercation was more of something where I see his son thought he was becoming a man. He stepped to his dad. He probably said something out of line, and it was handled that way. Of course, Jeezy's also claiming that him and his son's relationship is fine at this point. It's really just an issue between him and his baby mom. So currently it stands that young Jeezy is charged with false imprisonment, making terroristic threats, and also battery. And as I said, if you just read the charges, it looks very heinous. It looks like he's just like a wild dude. But yeah, man, the mugshot is funny. The mugshot, Jeezy's hairline is all the way receding. He looked like he got one of them half a moon joints going on. But I want to hear you guys weighing on this. What do you guys think? You guys think that Jeezy's out here wilding? Keep it real. Have you ever got beaten by your parents that you could understand while reading the story what might have happened? Or do you think that Jeezy just an out of control lunatic that's probably trying to live what he raps inside his house? Let me know what it is. Your boy DJ Akademiks. Follow me on that Facebook, facebook.com/I'mAkademiks, or hit me on that Twitter @I'mAkademiks, or on that Instagram.